from your friends. There's an idea that if you have a friend that works as a blacksmith, as an example, even if you do not engage in any of his work, if you just stand there, if you only stand there, a bit of dust will come on you, a bit of black stain shall rub off on you. Even though you're not participating in what he does, the effects of what he does will rub off on you. Whereas on the other side, if you look at someone that works in fragrances, for example, even though you do not work with him, if you go home, you have a little bit of fragrance or beautiful smell on you. That's the effect of good friends and bad friends on you. Take that as an analogy. So we take that from Ahlul Bayt. That's what they try to teach us. They teach us what? In the first level, to look at the person bigger than us, as beating us towards that good deeds. The person that's smaller than us, we have beaten them towards sin. They teach us to uphold role models because they will guide you to how you will act. And thirdly, the last thing we mentioned is your friends that surround you. Choose them wisely. Because as much as you think they do not affect you, they will rub off on you. And we cannot say this enough, brothers and sisters. Keep those people around you, the best of people, and be that person towards the others. And the idea that Imam say, be like water, and the idea that it purifies that around it. Be like that, brothers and sisters. Be like water, purify those around you. Bring them towards the right way. Bring them to the school of Ahlul Bayt. Teach them the ethics, teach them the morale of Ahlul Bayt. We find on an ending note, brothers and sisters, before I finish, because some people have asked me that in the workforce there is an interaction that we have. Is there an ethical way to go about it when someone was to put their hands in front? As you know, the workforce within the school environment, if they do not know that we're Muslim and what kinds of ethics that we have in intergender relationships, they usually go out and put their hands out, etc. Is there a way to overcome this? Now I remember talking to one of the Sada back in Sydney by the name of Hadi Mudarrisi, and he told me he was in that situation once in France. He gave a lecture, and after the lecture about women's rights, one of the journalists came very close to him and she said, "I am very moved by what you said." And she offered her hand to say, thank you. And he didn't put his hand, "I cannot touch your hand, I'm sorry." And she's thinking to herself that you're just talking about these morals that you have, the epitome that you put these females in, and now you don't want to shake my hand. She says, no, think of it in this manner. He says, we think of our women as being queens. She says, what do you mean? He says, think of the Queen of England. Can any Tom, Dick and Harry go and shake her hand? He says, of course not. He says, then who can shake her hand? He says, only those that are close to her, that she allows to touch her hand. He says, likewise, in Islam, if you want to put it as our women are like the Queen. They are very precious to us. They cannot touch any Tom, Dick and Harry, only those that they're eligible to touch. So think of it in that manner. On an ending note, I'd like to look at morals that happened in the aftermath of Karbala. And the idea was Zayn al-Abidin, after the 10th, when his father was trampled on, after the heads were put on the spears, and they were leaving Karbala. It was narrated that after they would put chains on Imam Zayn al-Abidin. And the heat of Karbala was at its utmost and strongest, that it was so hot it made scars. It burned the flesh of Imam Zayn al-Abidin, and he had scars. He says, in that moment, one of the leaders of the army of Yazid came forth by the name of Hussein. And he came and says to the Imam, do you want water? He says, yes please, we haven't been drunk for so long, I'm thirsty. He says, this is water. And he poured it in front of me. On the ground, didn't give the Imam one sip of water. His name is what? Hussein. Not with a sin, with a side. Hussein. It says afterwards, when he went back to Medina, after he went back to Medina, the Imam would spend his nights doing what, brothers and sisters? taking wheat and taking bread and giving all the widows and the fuqara at night. But Imam Baqir says what? He says that when I came to wash the body of my father Zayn al-Abidin, I found a massive scar on his back and how much he used to carry at night. He says on one of the nights that he was giving his food to people, he says, I found a man begging. That man was who, brothers and sisters? That man was the same man that tried to pour that water onto the ground, not giving the Imam one sip. Hussein was looking in the streets. He needed help, he needed food, he needed shelter. He didn't know it was the Imam at the time. He says, oh man, because it was wooded, he says, oh man, can you not give me something so I can eat or something I can drink? The Imam knew who he was, the Imam knew him. He says, not a problem, of course we can. He takes from the bread, and as he's about to take, that man saw the scars and recognized him. So he's looking into his eyes, is this Zayn al-Abidin? Zayn al-Abidin knows that he recognized him. He says, I know who you are, don't worry. But it is unethical, we are Ahlul Bayt. Look at that magnanimous principle he tried to teach us. That people come forth and say what? That say that this person does such and such. This person treated me in such a manner, he looked at me in such a manner. I shall do the same to him. But Ahlul Bayt teaches what? Ahlul Bayt teaches that no matter what those people do to you, you will uphold the mannerisms of Ahlul Bayt. I end with a narration about Musa alayhi salam. When we're still talking to Allah, because people always say, they say, how can we treat people that talk ill of us? How can we treat people that do not like us? Do we have to be irrespective of them? Musa teaches us a valuable quote. Remember this. If you don't take anything from tonight's lecture, take this into impact. Musa's talking with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he says, oh Allah, people talk ill of me. People say things that are untrue. People always lie. They fabricate things about me I have not done. Oh Allah, will you not stop them? Look at what Allah replies to Musa. We can apply it in everyday life. Allah replies to Musa, he says, oh Musa, I have not given myself that honor. He says, people talk about me, I am your Lord. People say I do not exist. People give me an objective. They try to create a structure which I am not. He says, have I stopped them? I have not. He says, let them talk as they wish. The ethical thing that we take into our lives, let them talk as they wish, as long as you know that you are doing the right thing. As long as you know that Allah is pleased with you. It does not matter what any of His creations say. We take that into perspective, brothers and sisters. And our time has come to a close. And inshallah, we learned from today how to apply the school of Ahlul Bayt and who we choose as role models that we can follow, brothers and sisters. We end on that note. We pray to Allah to make us the best of people, to make us choose the best of friends, to make us among those who uphold the religion and act it in everyday life, and be like the water that purifies all those around it. We pray to Allah with a Fatiha, but before it, three of the loudest salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.